right? But my situation, how I get locked up a little different because I was actually shot up by the police.
You was shot up by the
police, right?
Oh, wow.
I got into a fire exchange with the police. I get into a shootout with the police, in which, you know, I was the one to actually get hit, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm hospitalized. I'm done up, right? I wake up, I don't even know where I'm at.
Damn.
No clue, right? I just remember driving to the set, right? I remember the exchange, but I don't remember what happened after that. But I remember being hit, and I remember I couldn't breathe. Come to find out that my lung, I had partial lung, it hit my lung. So I had partial lung removal, hit an artery to my heart, had articular repair, had to get my stomach repaired, they had to remove my spleen, and all these things. And I have children out here.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, that's when things really start to click, and I'm waking up in the hospital, handcuffed to the bed.
Damn. Oh, man.
Right?
Okay.
So now I'm starting to understand my reality. Like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, this is real.
Right.
And I got cops in the room watching me 24 hours a day.
Really?
Right?
Okay.
So, and the strangest thing about it, I get shot up a day before my father's birthday. I get shot up August 30th. My father was born August 31st. So while I'm in the hospital, my father called me from Graterford. Now tell me if this is not the worst motivational speech you ever heard in your life.
Okay. I'm listening.
Right? Listen to this. So now, phone, call come through. I can answer the phone. Hello, this is Chaplain such and such. Can I speak to, right? Use my government name, right?
Okay.
Yeah, this is him. He said, hold on. Son? I said, yeah, what's up? What's up? I said, damn, what's up, Pop? He said, man, you all right? I said, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm here, you know what I mean? I'm alive, right? I survived it. I'm always survived, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking like I know exactly what's next, but I don't. Right? So my father, in his wisdom, right, he says, well, son, you're gonna be all right. Or about 10 years or so, you'll be good. Look at me, I got 10 in. Was that the worst motivational speech you ever heard in your life? Right?
Wow.
I got it in, so you can do it.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So now, I patch up. I was in the hospital for 3 months. I patch up. So now, I go right to the county.
Okay.
But I can't go right to the county because I got staples. I got 50 staples from up top, right?
Okay.
They had to crack me like a book. You follow what I'm saying?
Damn.
And to this day, I got wires holding my rib cage together.
Okay.
So, I've been in the county, but I'm in the county hospital over DC.
Okay.
So now my reality set me like, wow. And through my teenage years, you know what I'm saying, I accepted Islam. And it was the best thing that ever happened to me in my life, right? But I didn't understand the responsibility I was taking on because I'm fighting with two different things.
Right.
And the heart can only desire one thing at one time. It can't desire the streets and can't desire the right thing.
Right.
It has to be, one will always overtake the other.
Right.
Now, which one going to overtake, we don't know.
Right.
Live a little longer, you'll figure it out, right? So now I'm in the county. I said, well, I really need to turn back to Allah because that's all that I have.
Yeah.
I have nothing but that, right? So I go to the county, I go through my situation, I'm fighting the case and everything like that. And I'm still pleading, the police shot the wrong guy because now I got some older guys, right? That's down the county telling me, you can sue if you know what I mean. So now that's on my mind. If you get found not guilty, you can sue, right? So I'm getting that side of it, right? So we going with that and you know what I mean? I didn't have lawyer money, that kind of thing at that particular time, you follow what I'm saying? Because we were just doing just enough to maintain.
Right.
You follow what I'm saying? The hustle game was good, but again, it was getting too slow for me because it's a job in itself too.
Yeah.
People think that hustling is easy.
Right.
It's not.
It's
not easy, by no means. So I chose to do other things. So I wanted to I'm tough, I'm Mack, I'll take it from you. That became my thing. I'm take it from you.
Okay.
We ain't got to wait all day about this thing, 90 seconds.
Right.
You hustle all week, 90 seconds. Right? So, that became it, right? So now, all right, in the county, and I'm still trying to, do the premise of, they got the wrong guy, they shot the wrong guy, you know what I mean? My lawyer came to me. We had a judge at this time named Gregory Smith, right? He was supposed to be a sweetheart, right?
Okay.
Don't worry about it. He was in courtroom 1105. I'll never forget it, right?
Okay.
Now, this is the 90s now. We're talking 97.
Okay.
Going up.
All right.
Right? So now, Gregory Smith is supposed to be all right. He'll look out.
Yeah.
Lo and behold, when it's time for me to come up, right? He's running for an office.
Oh man.
Come on.
Yeah. So he got
So
to make
now,
an example.
I get a visit. You get an attorney visit, right? So they say, Keller, visit. So I go down, visit. What kind of visit y'all talking about? I ain't supposed to have nobody come this,
Right.
attorney, legal visit. That. Go down there. My lawyer looked at me. He said, how you feeling? I said, feel pretty good. I'm still thinking you're on the same page. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. We gonna make it out of here with at least maybe 5. Because I was always, in my mind, I said, well, I can do 5. No big deal, right?
Yeah.
No big deal. So he said, buddy, we gotta find another route. He said, and we gotta get you out of that courtroom. Gregory Smith, he's gonna whack you.
Wow. Really?
He said he's gonna whack you. So I said, all right, cool. What's the plan? He said, listen, I know a judge, right? Me and her was public defenders together. She's pretty fair.
Okay.
We're gonna get you in front of her and we're gonna plead you open. I said, what is that? Am I saying I did it? He said, yeah. I said, well, is that a plea agreement? He said, well, you really don't want to hear a plea agreement. Because what wound up happening is I wound up getting rearrested for this case and then got rearrested for another case. So now I'm fighting 13 felonies. Damn. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
So now the deals is 5 to 10, 7.5 to 15, 7.5 to 15. All different cases. So now you're talking about 19 years? Come on, we gotta figure something out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We not even, this is not even like, you gotta be talking to the wrong guy. Did you call the right guy out?
Yeah.
You can't be talking to me, right? You can't be looking me in my face and say, I'm gonna be away for 2 decades. Like, you really just didn't tell me that.
Right.
With a clear conscience, and I'm paying you.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
To deliver this bad news. So he said, listen, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you in front of Patricia Mack, right? 1108.
Okay.
She's fair.
Okay.
Right? So we go through the proceeds, we get court date and everything, we get everything put in front of her, I plea open in front of her, so now I gotta come back for sentencing.
Okay.
Come back for sentencing, they sentenced me to 120 months, right? And they give me 7 to 14 for the aggravated assault with a firearm against the police.
Okay.
But the 7 to 14 it's called an overline and underlapping sentence, right? So where if you have a lesser sentence and a greater sentence, right, it all runs together. It runs concurrently.
Okay.
It doesn't run consecutive.
Okay.
So I didn't have to do 17.
Okay.
You follow what I'm saying? I had to do the 10.
The 10.
Right? But then they wound up rearresting me again for another case and wanted to give me 10 to 20 for that. So just bring it all together, you know what I mean? The craziest thing about it, that last 10 to 20, that wasn't my case. I didn't even do that case.
Wow.
Right? But I felt pride that my gang, that, I took the rap for my gang, right?
Oh, really?
I'm a soldier, right?
Okay.
I fell on a sword.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So now I'm headed to the penitentiary. No fear. Why? Because at this time, Nut back up there. He came on for about a year. It went right back up for another 11 years, right?
Yeah.
My dad is already there. Let's have it, right?
Okay.
Let's have it. Come to Graterford, right? Don't really understand it, right? Like everybody else, the actual shock of actually being there is a complete another shocker where they strip you of everything, right?
Yeah.
But that wasn't the biggest thing for me. The biggest thing for me is the reality when he said, well, where do you want your body sent?
They tell you that?
Who's your emergency contact?
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
Because people died on that side. And in the 90s, that was going on. Right? When I came to the penitentiary, it was only 4 letters. A, B, C, D. Right? Now, they're on M-N-O-D. They're down here now. But that's not the scariest part. The scariest part is 10,000 numbers to every letter.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
But not the first letter, the second letter. So you have an A, A, then A, B, A, C, A, D, A, E, A, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they go all the way down to A, Z. Then they start over. B, A, B, B.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So imagine the turnover. Think about those numbers, like, they're insurmountable, man.
Wow.
Right? The
10,000
floodgates hit, right?
Yeah.
Because again, the best president who black people say was our best president was Clinton. They didn't know that he signed the bill that caused all this mass incarceration.
Wow. Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And people wasn't really hip to that. They didn't have knowledge of that. All they knew that the world or the United States was in the black. We were no longer in the red, right? We can make some money. The internet is booming. A lot of things happen, while I was away. So I come to Graterford, and that reality set in, like, wow, like, if this is this, like, that's what this is about,
Yeah.
then this is what this is about. But believe me, the county was no lesser than what the state was.
No, it was about the same.
Oh, here's the thing: when you add a county, right? That means you're close to home.
Okay.
That means the people who are there to oversee you, these are the people from your home.
Okay. Okay.
So they don't look at violence how somewhere else or another culture will actually look at it. They look at it, that's how it's supposed to be handled. So you get like, don't even worry about that. Take care of your business.
Right.
I remember a guard came to me, and a good dude, he from over Vine Street Project, right?
Okay.
I mean, him was down there. And for the most part, like, we was respected on the block for two different reasons, and that's cool. You follow what I'm saying? And the guard came at us like, listen here, man. This here got to be taken care of. I'm getting ready to leave. You better do it now. So you turning other convicts over to other convicts as food.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
They feeding us to each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's like when a vampire likes you, right? Now you're a vampire. And you got to feed. So that was the talk. That was the government in the county. Right? That you feed. That's how you feed.
Right.
Strong survive, weak surrender.
Right.
So now by the time I come upstate, I'm already in tune.
Yeah.
I'm already in tune. And my pop there. So I come to Graterford, right? And man, the sight of it, I'd never seen nothing that big in my life, man. I mean, the hallways, the tears, man. I saw the first episode with the brother, man. When I say he wasn't lying, man, that brother told the truth. I mean, he painted a perfect picture. Wow. You hear what I'm telling you? That reality, like, wow, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I got to go through. Yeah. Right? So I get a call to security. I was like, wow, like this again, right? So I'm thinking it's some stuff made from McCain, maybe, you know what I mean? Yeah. Or if they come to rearrest me again for something else. I don't know. Right. So I get down to security, my dad sit there with a smile. I mean, I've never seen a father look more proud of his son. Now, I don't know if it was due to the fact of reality of the loneliness and being away, because at this time he had about 11 going on 12 years at the time. So when I got up there, right? So I'm to I'm trying to understand like what's exactly what's going on, because I've spent some time with you in society, but not really. The sad part about it, up until that point in my life, I've spent more time with my father behind the wall than on this side of the world. Yeah. Right? So that sets a precedence too. Right? So I come down security, and my pop sitting there smiling, said, "What's up, little man?" "What's up, Pop?" We sit there, we talking. So he said, "Come on, take a walk." I said, "We can do that?" I said, "Yeah, come on." Because then convicts ran to jail. Yeah. Right? So we take a walk, moving around and saying, "How you doing?" You know what I mean? Like, you'll be all right, don't even worry about it. True jailhouse stuff. Give me a pack, some oil, some Newports and all, the tale that you hear about, right? That package is real, right? Okay. And Pop hand over, here you go. Okay. Right? Starter kit. Okay. Don't let nobody take it. That's you. All right. You like to pin on it. And I don't raise no mutts. Mutts breed mutts. Right? So he was always told that this is what it is. Yeah. Right? You're not afraid of anybody, and you never turn away from anything. Somebody want to do something, go. Okay. Right? Right. That kind of thing. So we talking. So now we start talking about my children, because at this time, I'm 19, just turned 20, and I got 5 children. Right?
Right.
And I'm like, all right, what do I do now? Like, how do I be a dad now? Because everything that I convinced myself that I was doing in the streets was for them.
Right.
But that's like, you know, as they call it, a thinking error. Right? Because everything I did for me. It just so happened to trickle down. Right. You feel what I'm saying? And not even that much. Because I became the father that I had. Right. Not a very good one, but everybody knew it.
Okay.
Right? So we talking. So he like, so what you gonna do now? Like, you know, you wanna keep in touch with, you know, the kids? I said, yeah, I'm gonna do my best. I'll probably like write them every week, and right, I'm hype about what I'm all doing for my kids. Right? I'm gonna send them some stuff. You know what I mean? He said, son, listen to me. You're gonna have to learn to let go.
You're gonna have to learn to let go. Wow. And why do you think he told you that?
Well, because the reality of it is that when you deal with those kind of things, right, far as penitentiary and incarceration and having loved ones on that side, it hurts a whole lot more if you don't callous up.
Okay.
Right? If you still so emotionally attached to society, right, your day is gonna be long. Your day is gonna be long. I get you. It's gonna hurt worse. You're gonna stress yourself out.
Yeah.
And things gonna happen in society that you can't do nothing about.
Wow. Okay.
Right? Yeah. Imagine this. Imagine you being on vacation. People don't take their phones on vacation for certain reasons, right? If I go on vacation, I ain't gonna take no phone, you know, because of this reason. Because I don't want anybody to call me and say, "Oh man, this happened to your kid." What I'm saying is I'm in the middle of the ocean on the boat, right?
Right. Ain't nothing I can do.
But ruin the rest of my vacation.
Right.
So it's that same premise. I'd rather not really be in contact, because what can I actually do about it?
Damn. So can you go in depth with raising or being in your kid's life away? Like being away?
Sure. It's difficult because every mother is different. Every mother has different aspirations for their children. And us all being young, we didn't know how to handle this new situation of me being away.
Right.
And granted, I have 5 children by 4 women at this time, right? So I'm writing sparingly, right? Because I'm still that thing in the back of my head, you know, what my pops say, right?
Yeah.
And actually, I never saw my son in a penitentiary. The whole time, over a decade.
Wow.
Never brought him up. She would send pictures, right, every now and then. Never brought him up for her own reasons, and I couldn't even blame her.
Yeah. Wow.
Because the same thing that happened to me when I was young, coming to them penitentiaries, it became a lack of fear. So now, granted, she didn't want that for her son. I didn't want it for my son.
Right.
So I understood that. But then I had my daughter's mom, who they were more involved. I would see my daughters and, you know, those kind of things, and sparingly, because believe me, they realized that the 2000s was coming into play, and you know what I mean? And they became 22, 23, and how they felt about me at 16, they understood that now as a woman, that wasn't what it was.
Right.
And they let me go. Right?
Oh, wow.
And they let me go. So, and that was cool too, because I had some real time to do, and I had to do it how I needed to do it, right? So while I'm trying to call and trying to do the letters, it just wasn't enough. And it's never enough. You cannot do enough from that side of the penitentiary to this side of the wall to make up the misses in what you really supposed to do. Right? You can't give it. First of all, when I came to the penitentiary, it wasn't you get to be a call direct, right? When I went to it was still home phones. You didn't have about 215, it was 465-6489. Right? It wasn't, all these things. If your people didn't have collect, you didn't call home.
Okay.
Right? Literally, when I first went, years before I was able to call home, I did a lot of writing. That's why I'm so good at writing now.
Okay.
Because that's what I learned to do. Right? So it really was absentee father at his finest, bro. I mean, it's no way in the world that you can make up parenting from that side of the fence. It can't happen. It's like trying to hold into the relationship. Your mama come see you, but guess what? Phone sex ain't enough. And when it's 15 minutes up, she's still on fire. So you know what's gonna happen then?
Oh yeah.
Jody,
That's real.
Old Jody come through, right? So now you lose your woman, but guess what happens? Your childhood happens all over again.
Mm-hmm.
A woman I care about, a woman I love, leaves me for another man. So now the bitterness and the accounts build up against women.
Right.
So now I'm scorned. So now all the things that I'm feeling, you can't really say too much to me because I'm going to unleash on you.
Mm-hmm.
Because you really don't want what I'm giving to you.
Right,
And I'm going to give it right to you.
Damn.
Strike first.
Right.
So the penitentiary became that kind of thing, where it became like a thing that you just beat, a whipping post.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
All that anger, frustration, and things happen during the course of my incarceration. Like the reality of the violence that you see and things that you see, you become numb to it, but at the same time, it's causing a mental disturbance.
Mm-hmm.
You can't incarcerate a thing or lock a thing up for decades at a time and it don't affect that thing. But I didn't know that it was affecting.
Yeah.
Right? You really don't know the damage it's doing because you saying to yourself, like, I ain't stressing. Because if you said you were stressing, you weak.
Right. At what point in your bed did you realize that it was affecting?
Well, this one knew was affecting me when my daughter mom came to see me. And we sat there on a visit, and it was probably like 03, right? And we come on a visit, we talking, we kicking it. And my daughter, she was a little, kids say the darndest things, right?
Right.
So I say, nah, you Muslim? She say, Muslim, right?
Yeah.
I said, yeah, ask your mom. She said, Mom, am I Muslim? I said, yeah. She said, I don't want to be a Muslim. She started crying, right? I don't want to be a Muslim, right?
Right.
So now, I said, oh, you know what I mean? So now she tell me that her little cousin get killed. I remember this guy was a little kid,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Like, wow, like, how did that happen? Did the years go by that fast where, like, he was able to get killed? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now, we finished the visit and hug, kiss, you know what I'm saying? And I said, watch him walk out the door. So we got to go this way and get strip and go back to the block. So when I come back to the block this time, it's summer, so it's night yard, right?
Okay.
So the block is for the most part empty, right? So I come on the block, in between people on the block. All right, cool. Go in the cell, get my headphones and everything. Then we had Walkmans. Young people probably don't know what that is. Cassette tape you put in, you play, right? So I go get my Walkman and I got Carl Thomas and Emotional, right?
Okay.
I got that in.
Okay.
So I go to the day room. So I'm sitting out there for a minute. I said, I'm gonna go watch some TV, go in the TV room. So I'm sitting there, so something just said, get up. All right. Get up, go to the cell, right? They sold like trunks,
Yeah.
So I'm sitting on my trunk, put my curtain up, and I just broke down.
Yeah. Just out of nowhere?
That reality was too heavy for me.
Yeah.
Right? And I got about 6 years in it this time.
Yeah.
And my reality hit, and I couldn't stop myself. And I'm saying like, wow, why can't I like stop myself?
Right.
Then I resented my own self for doing it.
Damn.
Like, nigga, you can't like tighten up. Like, you stupid, nigga, tighten up.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So now I'm going back and forth arguing with my own self. I said, it's tearing me apart from the inside out.
Yeah.
It's tearing me apart. And it tore my family apart.
Right.
And it tore my children, our relationships apart. Let me tell you this here.
Mm-hmm.
What the penitentiary does that a lot of people won't tell you is that it kills relationships in an instant that it took years to build. In an instant.
Yeah.
In an instant. And you're trying to figure out, why am I by myself? Because you chose. I made a conscious decision that I wanted to go a different way. Growing up, again, me and my brother in the same house. He went to Excel schools, right? He went to, right, what is that, right before, like, not the army, but like before the army.
Training camp?
Yeah, well, not both. Yeah, the reserves.
Okay.
He went to the reserves first, right?
Okay.
So now, once he graduated high school, went right to the service.
Wow. Okay.
So now I'm really by myself.
Yeah.
You follow what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm by myself. in a house that I don't want to be with, but a nigga I gotta call my dad. I don't call him dad by the time this, right? And a mom that's still, she all verbal, damn. She knows she couldn't put her hands on me no more. Not that I would actually put my hands on her, but a woman knows when it's time to stop putting your hands on this grown man.
Right.
And my mother in that moment made a conscious decision because she thought she had 3 children by her husband.
Okay.
And she was moving down south. Okay. And I didn't go with her because I didn't want to leave my children out there by myself. So I'm the good guy, right? I can claim I'm the good guy.
Right.
Look at me, I stayed for the kids.
Right.
But guess what I do years later? Make the ultimate worst decision in my life, and then I leave my kids anyway. Right?
Damn. Yeah.
So the sacrifice that I believed that I was making was merely selfish, right? Because I wanted to build my brand, right? Because then nobody said I'm thorough. You had to be deemed thorough.
By other people?
By others.
Okay.
I can't ever tell my own story.
Wow.
Somebody else must tell it for you.
Damn.
You know
It's a lot different back then.
It's a whole lot different back then, man.
Yeah. Wow.
So I go through the penitentiary and trying to be a parent and trying to keep a semblance of normalcy, you know what I'm saying, and still entertain women and you just become a better manipulator, right?
Yeah,
you get better with your words, you get better with you know what I mean, how to word this and word that because you want to get another letter. You want to get another piece of mail. Right? When the guard come by, right? And you don't get no mail on your door, your man from over the double T, he might see you drive by, right? Because you ain't getting no mail.
Right.
Right? Like, wow, and you would look forward to that. 4:30.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
After child, you know what I mean? Or before child, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to get a piece of mail.
Mm-hmm.
And if you didn't get that piece of mail, it ruined your day, so to say. Because that was your attack to society.
Right.
Right? So now I'm trying to keep that semblance and still dealing with these mental issues now, but now I can't get helpful because you can't say, I want to talk to the psych. You're weak.
Okay.
If I had a cold, if I was having chest pains, if I broke my leg,
It was that deep.
I can go to medical, right?
Uh-huh.
But I can't say that mentally something is different about me now because I'm weak. And that became a cultural thing even when I came home to penitentiary after doing 10 years, over 10 years, right? That became a thing where in society, like, everybody was like, no, like, we cool. We don't need no medicine. Black people don't take no medicine. That's white people stuff.
Right.
Don't take no medicine?
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah. Let me ask you a question. So you did 2 separate 10-year bids?
No, I did one over 10-year bid. And then after that, came home, less than a year or so, went back in for a certain amount of time, came back, go back in for a certain amount of time, go back, here go a year, then 2 years, then I went back for 4 years, then I went back for another year. I'm just coming back home now.
How long you been out now?
I've been home now 19 months.
19 months. You was at your son's graduation.
I was at my son's graduation.
Yeah, okay.
Right?
Wow.
Right after that, I get arrested.
Damn. Wow.
The very next month. Right?
Right.
But I was so proud that I was actually to be there and have that moment with my son.
Yeah.
So it was a different thing when my dad first see me with that smile down security down Graterford.
Yeah.
I'm actually really able to look at my son and be proud of him because he's saying, Pop, come on, let's go over here.
Right.
I'm saying, like, why we got to go over here? He's saying, like, this is where my frat, bro. This is my frat circle. Like, this is where we at with it.
Yeah.
So, you got the, people over there, they singing something that I'm thinking is weird, but, that's they chanting something, you know what I mean?
Right.
Whatever they dogging, whatever they got going on, fraternity, right? They and all this, right?
Right.
So I'm saying, oh, man, I saw that on TV when I was locked up, right?
Right.
This is real? All this? That's real? I didn't know it was a thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
I really didn't know it was a thing. So I'm like, wow, I was actually able to share in that moment.
Yeah.
And then when I got locked up, by the grace and mercy of Allah, man, I was only away for 4 months, you know what I mean, for a violation or whatever. And it turned out that, I was found, you know what I mean, with justice, you know what I mean, prevailed in that particular point, you know what I mean? Because believe me, everybody who stepped on that side of the fence isn't guilty.
Okay.
But what I could not ever get from up under, those things that I was actually guilty of.
Okay.
So if you got a person who's convicted of 13 felonies, an aggravated assault with a firearm on a police officer, 17 pistol, that he didn't do this? Sure he did.
Yeah.
Of course he did.
Right.
By the way, he's black.
Damn. That's tough, man. So how is it going? Like, what's the emotional roller coaster when you have to go back though? Like, do you feel like worse going back the second time, third time?
Understand this here. America suffered one of the worst economic disasters in 1929. Imagine that happening to you over and over again, every time.
Every time you go back.
Every time.
Wow.
You lose everything. But for the most part, crime, drugs, and all these things, those things are done selfishly for you, right? So, leaving the penitentiary after doing these shit, because now I'm prepared to go back to society. I'm thinking I'm prepared for it, you know what I mean? I've read every book, you know what I mean? And at that moment, once I came home, I understood from initial decade bit that when you read in the paper and it said experience necessary, it says that for a reason. Because you can read all the books you want. You can never truly learn how to drive a car from reading a manual. You got to get behind the wheel.
Right.
But what I didn't grasp is that I had a gap in my life this big. So now the lessons I was supposed to learn at 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. I'm learning them now at 31, 32. Going back to the penitentiary. Come up another 3 years. Come back. They're home for 3 months. Go back to the penitentiary for another 2 years. So I'm learning lessons I was supposed to learn at 20 at 38.
Okay.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
There's a gap. Nothing you can do to replace those lessons because you're on autopilot in the penitentiary.
Sheesh, man. I got one final question, man, because this was a hell of an interview, man. I personally, like I said before, I personally know your son. We in the same fraternity. You know, this is really my brother from another. I talk to him damn near every day.
Yeah.
You know, from the grace of God, he didn't turn out.
Right.
He turned out, I mean, he's my younger brother.
Right.
But I just call him my brother. Like,
right.
I learned from him so much. The man he became is just impeccable, man.
Right.
What I want to ask you is, what advice would you give to not only your son, but to all the black and brown men out there coming up our age, you know, that's because you know how you was at our age, just idolizing the wrong things. Like, what would you say to them about just your whole experience?
In its totality, right, put it in a nutshell, if I was to tell these young men out here, find value in yourself and you matter, you will have people that's going to come in your life and try to convince you that you don't matter because they haven't accomplished what they were supposed to accomplish in their life. And they'll try to put their insecurities on you. But then the thing that they'll turn you to, they'll bloviate, right? And they'll say, okay, we're going to esteem you for doing the wrong thing because you only got one choice anyway to do the wrong thing. You have options. Really? Don't ever let a person make you feel like you have no options. There's always choice. If there's always consequence, there's always choice. Life is identified by its opposite. For there have to be good, there will be bad, but you don't have to be it. It can exist, but you don't have to be the thing that is identified or defined by it. You be defined by what you actually truly are, your true self. That social media, stay away from it. It's not real. You get a 15-minute window to see a person's life in its sample size, and it looks great, but you don't know what they're going through.
Right.
It's like trying to figure out what's going on inside of a room by looking through the keyhole. You'll never be able to tell until you open the door, then you'll get the full view. Be honest with yourself, be real with yourself, and don't be afraid to be unique and be an individual, and never lose your individuality. You are a person that matters because you matter and you have worth.
Hey, there is nothing else to be said Hey, brother, I just want to thank you humbly, man, for giving me this interview.
No problem, man.
With time we can. Another episode. My brother Roots, thank you again, man, from the bottom of my heart. We out.